Hello, beautiful souls. We are gearing up for this Virgo lunar eclipse. And your girl's been going through it, okay? Maybe you are too. Maybe you're going through an extremely challenging time because often right before a major breakthrough, you're going to be challenged, triggered, confronted, pushed. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. And it's not to prove that your lower self doesn't get, unleashed anymore. It's not like we're trying to prove that we never lose hold of our lower self, right? Really, what we're trying to prove is that we don't let bumps in the road impede significant momentum. That's how you're proving to your higher self that you are ready for this quantum leap. That's how you are proving to the universe that you are ready for this massive quantum leap is by not letting all of these challenges impede your momentum, but to understand and integrate them and make a conscious concerted effort to move forth in a really powerful way. And that's exactly what this Virgo eclipse is bringing us. It's bringing us an opportunity to leave things behind, leave beliefs behind, ways of being, dynamics, habits, things like what we eat, how we nourish ourselves, how we sleep, our routines, how we work, how we show up, things that are no longer working that we need to let go of. This is like, it's on the nodes of fate. So the nodes of fate are in Pisces, Virgo. So this first eclipse of the year is on the south node. It's on Virgo. And this is what we are releasing, right? And then in 2 weeks, on March 29th, we have an eclipse, a solar eclipse in Aries. And Aries, that is a part of the last nodal cycle, the last eclipse cycle from the last 18 months. Last year, all the eclipses were all about Aries and Libra, which is the relationship axis. It's how we're balancing self with other. It's how we're balancing independence with interdependence, right? We were learning major themes about our relationships. That was the collective theme. We were improving our relationships, not just romantic relationships, relationships by every sense of the word, right? So now, because the Aries eclipse is on March 29th, we are finally closing out a cycle that is related to relationships. So, a lot of themes around relationships might be coming up for you right now during this Virgo eclipse, because this is about what we're releasing, right? So, it's like things and themes and dynamics over the last 18 months to 2 years, they might be bubbling up to the surface right now, which is why things might be super challenging or triggering for you, because it's like one last look at what is truly not working, what cannot come along to your highest good, to your highest path, that you need to let go of. And the Virgo eclipse is the time to let go and release. Okay, so it is super juicy. Okay, like I'm going to bring in my own personal experiences too, because um, I think that's how I best serve my community is by speaking to this energy through my own lore, like through my own lens, through my own personal experiences. And there's a big part of me that wants to keep a lot of things private and close to myself, which I still will. I am a Scorpio rising. Like you're not going to ever get all of it, but I do think it's of my highest good to be of service by sharing how it's like playing out through me. Okay? So the last time I made a podcast was several weeks ago. It was for the last full moon. And normally I like to keep up with the full moons and the new moons. I like to speak to the energy and share it with you guys in my podcast. That's how I like to envision it as my awareness riding on top of the waves of life, making sense of them, how it's playing out in my own life. And because I understand all of the archetypes of the zodiac, all of the archetypes of the seasons and the dynamics of the planets and the archetypes and how they're playing, how they're interplaying, and then how they're playing out through me. That's how my awareness is riding on top of the waves, that I can then streamline my own perceptions, my own experiences into things like my podcast and my TikToks, so I can be of service to others and help other people understand and harness these energies, right? So I started making this podcast in the summer solstice, And that's when I really felt like I was really on track with doing what I was born to be doing, is sharing my perceptions and sharing how I'm viewing these, this crazy great awakening through the lens of things like astrology, human design, the gene keys, my own experiences, right? And as long as I'm always like keeping up with it and making sense of the energy and sharing it and creating and expressing, I feel like I'm surfing through life. I feel like I'm surfing through life. That is my goal, is to have my awareness ride on top of the waves of life rather than my awareness getting trapped and caught in the waves and thrown around like a rag doll, which was my experience when I was out of alignment, not, healthy, not in my center. My awareness was like confused. Like I was just as confused as the next guy. I'm like, what is going on? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? And instead, now my awareness rides on top. I can make sense. I'm more empowered as to, if I am feeling a certain way, if I am feeling the shift, now I have the language and the tools to understand how this is unfolding, why it's unfolding for my highest good, so I can really harness it to move myself, propel myself forward into my highest timeline and share it with others, which is a part of my own path. Even if I was a multi-millionaire who didn't have to work, didn't have to do anything, I would still be doing this. I would be doing this. This is a part of my path. And this is like, that's another part that I'll get into later, right? Okay, so anyway, my point is awareness riding on top of the waves, right? Okay, but the last few weeks, like the last 3 weeks, my awareness was so down in the wave, getting thrown around like you could not believe. Like Pisces season swallowed me up whole and devoured me. Devoured me. And I am a Pisces. My birthday was on February 27th on the new moon. I didn't make a video then because I was just like, I don't know. My awareness was already getting like into this Pisces energy, getting really pulled into myself, really pulled in, really pulled in. I even told my husband, like, I don't want to do anything for my birthday. I don't want to hang out with friends. Like, I just was like, my energy was like getting so pulled in, so pulled down. And there's so much Pisces energy. So I was really getting weighed heavy down in the emotions. Like my awareness was getting dragged around in the emotions, and I was having a hard time making sense of it all. I had no motivation to make TikToks. I had no motivation to make a podcast because I didn't even know how to explain what I was feeling. It was beyond words. It was beyond my own conceptions, beyond my own perceptions. Then I started to get like losing my true north. I was losing my motivation and my purpose, my drive. Like I was feeling like, what is the point? What is the point? Every TikTok I was making was like flopping. I'm like, okay, I'm clearly missing something there. What's the point? I don't want to do that. I wasn't feeling super motivated to like get out there and market and share myself, share my voice. So I'm like, okay, it's okay if I take a break, right? And then I'm like getting further and further away from my purpose. And then I lost that ability to even tap in to my purpose, like to my motivation for my purpose. I've never felt this far off, this far away from my higher purpose in so long. Like I truly have not felt like this in over a year, 2 years. Like this was such a heavy time for me. This was such a challenging and emotionally heavy time for me. And I could not tap in to that feeling. It felt so foreign to me. And then I was scared that it would never come back. And that was the old me. That's the old fears. That's the old beliefs popping in my head, telling me that I missed the boat. I missed my shot. I'm not good enough. I'm not interesting or special enough. I'm not doing it right. I'm not learning. I'm not disciplined enough to learn and adapt and to grow. I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. Like I wasn't seeing the results that I felt like I, quote, deserved to be seeing. And so it made me just want to give up. Okay, so I was down and out, y'all, down and out. And then here's the thing, though. Like you said, you never let bumps in the road impede your momentum. I know that. I am lucky enough to be my own coach. And when I am down and out, there's now this higher voice that comes in and starts to direct me. And she said, bitch, get it together. What do you know about this Virgo energy? Earth priestess, focusing on the tangible, the physical, my health, my health. Let me just get so involved in my health because my energy was getting so drained. I felt like I didn't have the energy anymore because I truly didn't. I have been pushing my body to the extremes. I've been co-sleeping with my baby with my toddler. She's still waking up every few hours. So for the last 17 months of her life, I have not gotten a full night's sleep. And I have such strong willpower and such strong mother's will that I power through and push through every day with a smile on my face. It's a lot easier when the sun is out. Like when it's rainy and gray, I like feel so tired, but I can still push myself through, push myself through. Last year I was in a personal number year one, which was all about like expanding, building, getting yourself out there. Boom. So that's when I was like really like pushing it and going and going. And I had the energy, I had the motivation to do so. But this year, I'm in a personal year number two, is all about finding balance. I do not have the energy for that. And my willpower gave out, and my body is sick and weak. My adrenals are fatigued. My cortisol is so high. My nervous system is like so dysregulated. I'm super bloated. My skin hasn't been great. I just look different straight up. My face looks puffy. I just look different. I don't look like myself. My hair was falling out. And everything was indicating that I need to make a big change, that I'm doing something wrong. Like I know I'm doing something wrong. Rather than getting caught in my head or in the spiritual world of like trying to figure out what needs to be done during this time, I'm like, get your health in order, lady. Jesus Christ, come on. So we hired a sleep consultant. Baby's going to be sleeping in her own room. I had to make this. This is a part of my Virgo, what I'm letting go of. I do need to create a separation between Eris and I that we have never had before. I am no longer breastfeeding. I just lost all of my breast milk. That was another big part of my health. My health was like freaking out. I had my period for like 3 weeks in a row. Then it was like a week, and then I had it again. Basically my body is just like screaming at me that things aren't working and I need to let things go. I need to let certain dynamics go. I need to let habits go. And I need to keep up with the times. I need to adapt and I need to change. Hire the sleep consultant. Eris is going to be sleeping in a crib in her own room. The whole family is going to be sleeping through the night. My health is going to improve. Baby's sleep. She needs to be sleeping through the night anyway. It was time for me to like rip the band-aid off and do this a long time ago. But my whole heart wasn't matched up with my head in making this decision. I needed to get to this point of full body resonance to say I am officially done with breastfeeding and co-sleeping. I had to get to that full place. Nothing that anyone could have told me would have swayed me. I had to come to that decision on my own in full resonance. Okay. So she's going to get more sleep, which she needs for her development. I need to get more sleep. It's going to literally heal me, fix our relationship. It's strained. Like first of all, we had a really devastating loss in our family, devastating loss. The entire family is going through an immense amount of grief. I want to be there for everyone in more ways than I am capable of right now because I am running on empty. And because I'm running on empty, I need them to be there for me. Like I need my husband to actually be there for me because I'm on empty, but he can't be there for me and I can't be there for him. We're straining, like we're straining right now. And I'm just meeting so much resistance. And so things are getting so painful. Like when you are resisting change, you're going to run into so much pain and challenge and triggers because it's like keep up with the times. Like it's time to let go of what no longer serves. Oh, and I was over caffeinating. So I'm exhausted, but then I'm over caffeinating. Okay, that's a recipe for disaster, right? So anyway, y'all get the point. This is what we're doing differently. I am detoxing. I am cleansing. Your girl is juicing again. We got starting the mornings with hot lemon water, followed by my fresh celery juice, followed by fresh cucumber apple juice, followed by leafy greens and an amazing wild caught sockeye salmon. And then we are going to the yoga. We're going to yoga. We're going to yoga. I'm so happy to be going back to yoga, going back to the gym. It's getting nicer out, taking Eris outside on the playground, getting more fresh air. Okay. So making so many changes to my physical health, not drinking caffeine. This is decaf. I've been brewing cups of decaf. Okay. Like, yes, yes, because it's going to give me more energy in the long run when I cut out caffeine, right? So I am possibly on a tangent right now, but you guys get the point. Making so many changes. There's been so much pain over here, so many challenges, so many triggers, so much pain, so much resistance. And so, boom, you strip it all away and you start making changes starting in the physical world, starting with the physical world, physically, what I am eating, what I am nourishing my body with, and then how I am prioritizing my sleep. That is all in the physical world. Next is our habits and our routines, AKA hiring a sleep coach, taking a new approach to getting Eris to self soothe on her own, the taking away breastfeeding, getting rid of that habit, that routine. Okay. So taking these habits, taking these routines, seeing what's no longer working and letting them go and fall away. And here's another really big aspect of this too, because it's also like highlighting themes of the Aries Libra axis and it's bringing up, things about our relationships. Venus just went retrograde. And Venus retrograde is like drawing our attention to how to like improve our relationships, how to make our relationships better, but through the lens of the feminine longing of what she truly desires her partnership to be like, the feminine longing of how she really wants her relationship with her children that's going to serve her children and her in the best way, how she can be the best mother to her children, really. Okay. And then how to, embody these divine feminine qualities that it's going to improve upon the current situation, how to bring more of this feminine embodiment into these massive changes, because a lot of these massive, changes are structural, they're habitual changes, but we need that feminine aspect of adaptability and flexibility and higher calling and higher purpose to really bring it all in. And here's the thing too, Saturn is involved. Saturn is all about like responsibility, discipline. Saturn is grounding all of this in right now because we are in hella Pisces energy. There is so much going on in the energetic, spiritual, and physical plane, but we need Saturn to really ground all of this in, which is why it is such an amazing time to focus on like tangible physical things with your health, with your home, with your habits, and with your routines to help anchor in these new changes. So the Pisces Virgo axis, it is this mystical, it is this spiritual axis that we're working with. Pisces is mystical. We are channeling the higher realms into this physical reality. That is Virgo. She is the earth priestess. She is involved in every area of the physical life of the physical world, right? This is also the health axis. So now really is an amazing time to do a detox or a cleanse. I just naturally started to do that because my body was like screaming for one. So if you're feeling like something is off with you, please look at your health. Please look into like a cleanse. I have a liver cleanse guidebook on my page. If you're interested in that, you can download that. Reach out to me if you want to schedule a health consultation through the lens of your human design and your Ayurveda dosha type. It truly is like the best place that you can start. Okay. So, all right, there's a lot going on. Let's continue. I don't know if I love this episode. I started out, I feel like it was a little chaotic and all over the place, but hey, I guess that's just my vibe today. And I'm just going to roll with it. Okay. I'm done filtering myself. I'm done trying to be like so perfect. And that's what this Pisces Virgo axis is as well. Like Pisces is all about living a life that is 100% in alignment with your true soul. And then Virgo is about Virgo in the South Node is all about releasing perfectionism and overthinking it and being like overly critical of yourself and just releasing that. Like time to just let yourself be an artist. All right. Stop holding back. So we're going to continue. Okay. I hope this is serving. I hope this is like lighting something up for you, giving you a nugget that you can apply and make sense of and integrate into your own experience moving into this really powerful Virgo eclipse. Because this is truly a moment you really don't want to miss. It is the most powerful moment of the year so far. Like I said, normally I feel like my awareness is riding on top of the waves of life lately, but my awareness has been just sucked up and lost within these waves. And I finally came up for air last night. And that's when I was like, okay, time for me to record and just get all of this out there to share, because that is a part of my path. I want to be of service. I want to be a leader for my community. And I was feeling like I was so tired, like I didn't know what I was capable of anymore. I didn't know what I had the ability to hold and to be responsible for. Like I missed a few meetings with my clients. I missed one or two meetings because I was like running late because I simply forgot that I had a meeting because I am sleep deprived, right? Because I'm overdoing it. I'm on empty, I'm overgiving, I have watery boundaries. I was overgiving to everyone and I wasn't getting enough back to myself. Wasn't taking enough time for myself. So then I was feeling like I didn't have enough room in my schedule to hold more clients, to take on more clients, to do more energy healing sessions. I felt like I didn't have enough energy to give to my clients. But then here I am calling in more money and it's like, where? I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it because I'm not allowing more streams of people and revenue to come in because I wasn't sure if I could hold it because I was over giving and not balanced. It wasn't balancing, right? So I'm just like learning what I am capable of, how I can hold more, how can I be of service more, how can I help more people, how can I be a leader and show up consistently. I want to be able to show up consistently for my community. I want to show up before every new moon and before every full moon and just tell you guys the tea, tell you guys a little bit of what's going on in my personal world through my lore, through my lens. So it might give you a little nugget or an idea and show you an example of how it might be showing up in your world so that you can apply that and help integrate and transform your own life. I want to show up consistently. And that's truly what I believe I have been doing since I started this podcast, which is why the last few weeks were so painful for me when I felt like I couldn't show up, when I felt like I couldn't take on more clients, when I felt like I couldn't be of service because I was so unbalanced and truly like not healthy. And so I'm learning what I am capable of. I'm learning how I can hold more and be a true leader. This is what my quantum leap is all about. This is what my eclipse is all about. How can I step into my role as a leader? How can I be more of like a star and a beacon and a lighthouse for other people? How can I be consistent and diligent and show up and be reliable? That's a big one. How can I be reliable for my community, and not just my community, not just my tribe of you guys, but my family and my friends? Like, why am I always leaving people hanging on text messages? Why do I have 100 text messages at once? Why do I always have like 20 DMs left unanswered? Like, pretty soon, if I continue this, then the messages are going to start coming in few and far between. Like, people are just going to be like, screw her. She clearly doesn't care, you know? Okay, my real ones, my real friends know that I do take my time when it comes to answering, because it is like, I think it has to do with my manifestor energy. Like, it is this energy exchange. I need to be in the right energetic space before I answer a message. And I'm trying to just break through that, because that's also like a limitation, right? If I want to be more professional at work, I need to answer quickly and I need to answer more people whenever the messages roll through. Otherwise, they build up and it overwhelms me. So I need to learn how to open up my energy to more people without feeling like I'm being swayed and pulled off my true center. Okay. So I'm like looking at, like I said, that was like a limiting belief I had when I felt like I couldn't answer people right away. That is a belief that is outdated, that is no longer serving me and where I'm going. If I want to take my intuitive entrepreneurial business to the next level, if I want to level up as a leader, as a community leader, if I want to level up as a mother and as the backbone of my family and of my tribe and of my wider community, then that limiting belief needs to go. It's outdated. It does not serve me. And that is the energy around this Virgo eclipse. I've been like writing lists of what isn't a belief that I hold that does not serve me anymore. And it's things like that. Okay. And it's things like before, like I needed caffeine. I needed caffeine. I'm so tired. I need caffeine to get through the day. That's a limiting belief. Caffeine also, it gives me that jolt in the morning. I'm like freaking a superstar, crazy maniac the whole first half of the day. I will get shit done. But then come afternoon, like I am out. I can't do anything in the afternoon. I can't do any household chores. I can't do the dishes at night because I just like, I'm so tired. I don't even have the energy for that. I'll tackle it in the morning. That is out. That does not serve me anymore. That's outdated. That needs to go. Okay. So it's things like that, things that seem so mundane and stupid and silly. Like, why is that a big deal? It's a huge deal. It is a huge deal. That's what Virgo is. Virgo is the mundane. It's the boring. It's the tasks. It's how you take care of your home. It's how you take care of your family. It's how you take care of yourself, how you take care of your business, how you take care of your friendships and your, wider community, and you grow your business. And it's all of it. It's all the mundane. It's the boring, quote, boring. It's the day to day. Okay. So Lots of big changes, starting with health, starting with habits and routines. And Saturn is here to keep us accountable and diligent and disciplined with maintaining these new habits. And what are the new habits? The new habits are of the new elevated you, like the Lisa who is having, X client meetings a week where I hold more and I'm showing up consistently every 2 weeks for my community, not just with these podcasts, but with a live dance activation and with a live Q&A. That Lisa who is able to hold more, what are her beliefs? What are her habits? What are her routines? That is what I'm anchoring in. That is what I am pulling in as I am releasing what no longer serves. So think about that for yourself. The elevated version of you who is on her highest timeline, what are her habits and what is her routine? Write it out and hold yourself to it. Saturn is here to hold you accountable. Saturn is the Lord of karma, the Lord of time. It's our physical day, how you plan out your physical, your day, hour by hour, hour by hour. Lean into that. And it is a very masculine thing. But then this is why Venus retrograde is such a gift right now, too, because it's like, okay, but how do you bring your feminine embodiment to it? And for me, that is through dance, and my baths. Like that is my me time. That is my spiritual time. It's through going to yoga now and just like getting into these beautiful flows. It's all about flow. It's going out into nature, finding those moments of peace and stillness and quiet, or having so much fun with my daughter and laughing and playing and being silly and goofy and singing. Oh my God, I've just been singing Moana 2 and Frozen 2. Like you could not believe. Like I feel so beautiful and like feminine, and just like the mother arc, the divine mother pours through me every time I just let myself have fun and laugh and play with my child. So that's the energy we are bringing in, matched with Saturn's serious energy. Okay, now here's a really beautiful gift too. Mercury goes retrograde the day after the eclipse, and Mercury is messenger of the gods. So Mercury is going to go underground back into this, like, we've been swimming in the deep, dark depths of Pisces, and now our head is just now coming above water. But now Mercury is going to go into Pisces to get this one last gift, this one last golden nugget to integrate into your conscious awareness, into your mind, so that we can get our mind on board with all of these massive transformations on a physical and spiritual and energetic level. So we also have Uranus involved, and Uranus is all about shock and awe, illumination, comes in like a lightning crack, here to shake things up. It's like the Tower card in tarot. And Uranus's involvement means that we're going to have like rapid and massive changes and breakthroughs and sudden shifts. Like things could happen very quickly. You can make a quantum leap, a quantum change very quickly. And I tell a lot of my clients this too. The age that we're in now, it's period 9 in Chinese metaphysics. We've been in it since last year. It's represented by the fire age and the feminine awakening, but it's all about quantum alignment, quantum healing, and stuff like the quantum financial system and new iteration of the internet, AI, robotics. All of that is like outer advancements that are mirroring our inner development. So our inner development is happening at these exponential speeds. Quantum healing, quantum alignment, that's kind of the vibe of Uranus. It's like you get this sudden shift, this sudden insight, this sudden change. It's not going to take you like 12 months to integrate this change. It's going to take you like, I don't know. I was going to say 12 minutes. It's going to be like rapid. It's going to be fast. You can integrate these changes immediately. You can quantum leap immediately. And that is your new normal now. You don't need to keep repeating it over and over again for an entire year to make like a massive shift. Okay. So, of course, it's going to be, at your own speed, depending on what is going on in your world. But just lean into that energy of like quantum alignment, quantum healing, getting these insights and then integrating them immediately. That is the gift of Uranus. And okay, so I wanted to just share like an embodiment practice that might be really beneficial for you. This is what I did last night. This is what saved me. Like, this is how I finally got my head above water. First of all, during the day, I went to the cafe and I just like free wrote in my journal. Like I was scribbling like a maniac. And I just had to do a brain dump, a head dump. I was going through a really challenging time emotionally and experiencing a lot of emotional pain. And so I had to get that all out of my body by writing it, writing it. And then I was like laid out before me and I was able to see the truth. Like, this is what this moment in time is all about, unveiling truths. The veil is thin, the rose colored glasses are removed. All of those fake stories that you told yourself around a situation, those fall away until you get to the raw, sometimes ugly truth. And it was ugly and it was painful, but I had to write it out so that I could see it before my eyes and see this is the truth. This is the reality, the true reality of the situation. Now that I have removed my rose colored glasses and removed what I was projecting onto the situation through my hopes and through my desires, but getting to the truth of the situation. It was very ugly and painful, but it's the truth, right? So it's illuminated for me. And now I have to approach it without any shame or guilt or regret or remorse or any more pain, right? Just look at it with these raw, honest, like have my awareness ride now on top of the wave, pull my head up above the wave finally. My awareness is up here, say, okay, cool. That's painful. And now that needs to be released. This dynamic is so painful. It's time to finally let it go and let it die. This situation is so painful. It's time to let it go. And I wrote out everything that I am truly letting go on this Virgo eclipse. And then once that was out, I'm like feeling so much lighter. I'm feeling so much brighter. I start writing out, okay, now why am I letting this go? Because what am I bringing in? What am I making space for? That's truly in alignment with my highest good. Right. And then, so that was a really powerful practice during the day. But then at night, I had a really powerful practice when my husband took baby out. I was in the house alone with just me and Lulu. I found one song that was really speaking to me lately. This is what you can do. Find one song that is really speaking to you. Hit play, but then hit go to radio station and then just let that vibe take you on a journey. So it's almost like shuffling, kind of leaving it up to the universe, but like you are a part of choosing it as well by choosing that one song and you let it flow and then you dance yourself back into alignment. And I promise you, the lyrics are going to be exactly speaking to your exact situation, helping you work through things, helping you move through things. As you are physically dancing and moving your body and moving the energy, you are healing, and the words are healing you as well. The rhythm is healing you as well. The melody is healing you as well. And I always light a candle before I set my intention with these dance flows. And I asked God, I asked the universe to help guide me back into place. And then after I did that, I was like, my mind was just racing. I had so many ideas, so many ideas. So then I take out my notes app and I'm just like, boom, 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 writing, writing, writing. And I literally wrote, I'm back. I was getting lost in the Page of Pentacles reversed feeling, disconnected down, and I started to not like myself again. Right before a breakthrough, you will meet the most resistance, the most triggers, the most challenge. Not to prove that you do not let your lower self loose, but to prove that you don't let bumps in the road impede momentum. And you see the resistance, challenges, and triggers as your lore. And as an artist, you express your lore out into the world. It's your duty as an artist. And this eclipse is demanding if I'm ready to take myself seriously as an artist and fully commit. Because I was tested and I am being tested, but my head just got above water. The last few days, I was grasping, trying to keep up with the changing tides, to understand what this eclipse is so I can express it out into the world to my community, to make a podcast episode. It's significant because if I'm authentically speaking to the energy, I am catching fire. My awareness is riding on top of the waves, and that is what it's all about. That's what I'm striving for. And I was hurting. It got so ugly. I couldn't tap into my motivation to keep me going. I wanted to take a break, but then I consumed more than I was creating. And then I let my lower self loose, and then the tears came. And the shame and just straight up not liking myself, and the ugly old voices and stories that I'm not responsible, mature, or emotionally mature enough, that I'm a waste of potential, that I am missing my shot. And I had to feel what it's like to feel down low and accept full responsibility for decisions that brought me here to a culmination point, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I had to accept that I can't feel into which way to go next. And so I go nowhere. And I had to accept that I don't have all the answers, and I bow my head in humility. And I had to accept that I failed in order to surrender. I had to know what it was like to actually fail in order to surrender. And so I surrender. And I let myself, my real self, loose, writing furiously in the coffee shop, puffy eyed from last night's chaos, figuring out how to reconnect through my conversations with God. And I wrote myself back above water, tail between my legs, but head high. Okay, then it's day one, do or die. I made my vows of change to myself and to God, and I felt the break in the waves and the stillness emerge in my place. Tonight, I dance myself back into place, letting the music take me on a ride, recognizing the real truth of the moment. I was testing myself to see how much responsibility I could truly hold, what I truly wanted, new values for a new me, never before used to jumping into the unknown, flailing the fall first through it all, energetics all the way down, weaving me unconsciously back to conscious me, writing here, 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 now. I felt like I was expressing into the void lately, like I'm meeting resistance. I'm not being met. They're not finding me. I must be unspecial, not ready. And therein lies the truth. I was expressing into the void instead of expressing it to you. Yeah, you reading, listening right now, here too. I had it all wrong, but here we are. We're here now. Again, we're back. I did not let a bump in the road impede significant momentum. And I was going top down, but now I root up. This is Virgo, root up, showing me root up. I've been learning how to really root up. I've been doing it consciously and unconsciously, but now I really made this leap. And I have new habits to prove, embodied by new values. New. It was destined, but now through me, it's coming through. I am here, so are you. I am the other you. And then all day long, I was like thinking about this one Moana 2 song lyric that kept coming through. So all day yesterday, I just kept singing this one song, this one line. It's, will this life I work so hard for come undone? And that is how I was feeling lately when I wasn't able to pull my head up above water. Like everything I was working towards was like falling away. So I'm learning how to harness the awareness of the waves of the lore of my life, most recently through being a mother, an artist, and wife. I'm allowed to get caught in lower self ego traps. I'm allowed to not feel like myself sometimes. I'm allowed to let my awareness fall into the waves. And it's my energy sessions and my energy activations and my transmissions. This is my art. I am an artist, and my art is my energy healing sessions, my energy activation sessions. Whenever I have like a breakthrough on my own, the energy and the meditation and the visualization that came through, that is what I channel into my next work when working with a client. And it's always exactly what that client needs. That is my art. That's my unique expression. That's my unique God-given gift onto this world. My energy activations, my healing sessions, and my transmissions, that is my art. And I am owning myself as an artist. And my mothering is my art. And so it also reminds me when I'm down and out like that, like none of this is unique. I am not unique. These feelings are not unique. Everyone is experiencing these feelings. It's not unique. So that helps me get through the really challenging times to know that it is not unique. But what is unique is that it's occurring through me and my lore, like my backstory, my experiences, the way I've been living life. Everything through me as a fractal point is my lore, and that is how I'm expressing it out into the world as an artist. Okay, so I hope this like lit up something for you that you can take into this powerful Virgo eclipse, because this is truly one of the most powerful time. It is the most powerful time of the entire year so far. And it's something that you don't want to miss. And if you have been going through an extremely challenging time, or if you had like a situation that was really triggering and painful for you, know that right before a major breakthrough, you are going to be tested, you're going to be challenged. And it's not like, don't feel bad at yourself if you gave into it, like with an emotional reaction or with like an old reaction, how you used to. Like, don't feel like you, quote, failed a test. Just do not let it prevent you from moving forward and integrating and learning from that experience. Don't let bumps in the road impede your momentum. Don't let something keep you down and out. Always look to pull your head above water again and pull your awareness above the situation and tell the story of the situation. Share the story, either with yourself or with your tribe, whatever you feel called to do. Turn it into your art, turn it into a song, turn it into a poem, turn it into a dance. Okay, so keep it moving. I know this is like the energy this week is super crazy. It's like you want to be pulled into yourself, but you also are being called to be immersed back in your community. So, one of my favorite astrologers on TikTok, his name is the Royal Cusp. He gave the best analogy for how to navigate this eclipse week that I have ever heard. It was so brilliant. He said that navigating the eclipse energy of this week is a lot like driving in New York City. When you're driving in New York City, you need to be aggressive. You need to really put yourself out there and take risks and be more on the offensive and like really pulling it and pushing it forward. But you also need to be on the defensive and on the lookout, because there's crazy drivers around there and there's so many people that are walking and jaywalking all the time that you could potentially hit. So it's like you need to be aggressive and putting yourself out there and navigating head first your own direction while also being mindful of all of the other surrounding people and situations and energies and like the collective vibe and the collective energy of the society you're in, the community you're in, while navigating. And that was just, if that image makes sense to you. I mean, if you've ever driven in New York, I have, that totally made sense to me. So I hope maybe that makes sense for you. So it's like even though, there's a lot going on, it's super chaotic out there right now, you still need to put yourself out there right now. You still need to navigate and attack life. You can't sit on the sidelines right now. You can't just like numb out. You can't just check out right now. It won't serve you. It really won't serve you to numb out, just to like shut down, binge on a TV show, and kind of just like try to run and hide from the energy or from uncomfortable situations and feelings. You really need to tackle them head on, no matter how uncomfortable, because I promise you, like right on the other side of that is your quantum leap. All right, sending you so much love, so much love. I'm going to stay consistent with this. I'm going to make a monthly membership moving forward that's going to have my embodied dance sessions in it. So you'll pay monthly. You'll get these two updates, but then you'll get much more. You'll get one-on-one Q&A with me, and you'll get to be a part of the live dance ceremony activations, which is something that's very special and sacred and private to me that I never like put out there on TikTok or YouTube or anything like that, because it is so sacred. But that is exactly what is meant. It's meant to be a part of a sacred container and tribe and group. So just look out for my email updates. Sign up on my website to be a part of our email list so that you'll know exactly when that comes out and when that is ready. Hopefully it's ready in 2 weeks before the next eclipse, so we can all be a part of it together. So that I can support you and be of service, because that's exactly what I'm calling in. Now that I'm putting my health in order, now that I'll be getting more sleep, now that I'm prioritizing balance in my life, calling more energy back to myself for the first time since becoming a mother, that's the exact space I need to then be able to hold more for my community. All right, so much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being committed to living your best life. Like if you are watching this and you are someone who is an alchemist, you're someone who is trying to harness this potent moment in time to better your own life, to better your own family and your community, and just give yourself so much grace for that. Give yourself so much love and grace for constantly showing up, for never giving up. As long as you always put in effort and you keep trying, you cannot fail, because all of this that's unfolding for us in the cosmos, like these eclipses and everything that's like crazy going on in the cosmos, it's all a story. It is a hidden higher purpose that is unfolding for you to get to your best self, as long as you work with it consciously and you never stop trying. So you cannot fail. You literally cannot fail. But we can't do it alone. We need our tribe. So hit me up if you want an energy healing session. If you want the soul key activation, where I use your human design and your gene keys to guide me in your unique energy activation and energy healing session, you can read all about that on my website, embodied-radiance.com. All right, that is all for me.